Good evening everyone, and welcome to round 3 of the AOR Assist Division with a brand new update. Yes, if you look on the left of your screen, we actually see live lap times happen right before you, plus the live positioning of each and every single driver. So exciting, makes it even more authentic for the drivers to watch back on their race, and also for you, the viewers. It's going to be an absolutely amazing race tonight, where round 3 brings us to the Bahrain Grand Prix here in the desert of the country of Bahrain. And the main thing to look out for here tonight is rear tire grip and rear tire wear. This track loves to eat up those rear tires, so if these drivers have the right setups and the right tire pressures, they could go all the way to a one-stop, but expect a handful of them to do the two-stop strategy and to be on the safe side. I'm the Zebra 94. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight, and it's going to be an absolute slobber knocker. So, with qualifying underway, let's actually get a look at how this new thing is going. Okay, so there's the buttons. They're different. Spectator menu. Oh, you can do a driver select. You can pick the camera type. That's awesome. Fastest lap, leader, or none. So that's fine. I'll stick with leader. Detail, currently fitted, best. Let's do currently fitted. Let's see what the drivers are on, and let's get some telemetry. Later on in the race, we'll kind of mess with that for a bit. Let's take a look at the lap data as well. So we'll keep that on, and we're just going to keep this on right here. And then, okay, that's UJ. Alright. So yeah, just kind of figuring out some of the buttons and mechanics still. Again, brand new. This is awesome, absolutely amazing. Looks like we have 15 drivers out on the track right now. Sojborg in the pits. We have 16 drivers here today. With 8 minutes 45 seconds left, prepare yourself, because Hungry Tadpoles is hungry for another win after not doing so well. I believe he retired last week at China, but he dominated in Australia, which opened the door for Extrema. So those two battles are good, or those two drivers you need to keep a lookout for as we go and we talk about the current points standings. And some of these have first and last names, and some of them have their PSNs. So if you know who they are, please give me a shout out. So we have Luke Holmes. He's in P1. Jamie Brooks in second place. Hungry Tadpoles finished first, but got a DNF last week at China. Naughty, Nick Brown, Sojborg, AOR Leclerc, Zaid, Jacko, Jonenzi, Bo Pop, Ismola, Ricky Rocha, Marty, Eller Nogat, Tim Blay, Joseph Willows, Romero, and Ivor Bjorn Mike, which is who we're focusing on right now. So 19 drivers total in the field so far, and there you go. Extremist in the fast time of a 1:29.158 with Zaid right behind him. Let's actually go on board with AOR Leclerc. Okay, he's on 2. Got it. If you're new, please subscribe, hit that like button, and share us on Facebook, Twitter, even on the Apex Online website. Some changes to the channel will be coming hopefully later on this weekend. It's going to be under a new name. I will reveal that on Twitter in probably a couple days time once I get all the right details up and everything. So there's Extrema setting the fast lap of 1:28.854. And there's Zaid in P2 as we're on board with AOR Leclerc. Want to join the conversation? Use the hashtag AORF1 to get in in the conversation. So with this, new updated liveries as well. So if you see a couple new paint schemes, and that is the reason why. You see them in the pits. Joninzi, we're on board with him in the Haas. Beautiful looking car now with the new updated scheme. Gotta love it. Its current time is 1.1 seconds behind the fastest time. So let's actually go to the best time. There it is. Let's bring that up for you guys right there. We just have 5 minutes left in the qualifying run. Now let's focus on Mike, as majority of the cars, they are in the pits. We do have a couple of newcomers, I believe. There's one that I see, and that is Andreasen. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sure I am. I apologize. And Mike goes into the pits. And we just have two cars, Andreasen and Mick Spy-Moore out. So we have a Haas. And we have a Toro Rosso out. And Sway comes out as well. He put up some good numbers last week as well. Great battles all in all. So we're on the outlap. 4 minutes left to go. Drivers been practicing all week, preparing for this race, and you know what? Don't blame them. This track is pretty dang tricky as far as setups go, as far as managing your tire wear, especially around the uphill S's. And then that brutal triple left-hander doesn't really help either. So we're focusing on Andreasen, currently in P7 with a 129.805. He's currently going through Sector 2, passing the Ferrari of either Zaid or Leclerc. Down to just 2.5 minutes left. Let's see what Andreasen gets. Just goes around the penultimate corner onto that long straightaway. Last corner coming up. Either one going slow in, fast out. Let's see if he improves his time. And he does. He moves up to P3 with a 129.355. And Lamero has retired. He's going to finish this time with a 130.715 as there's a caution in Sector 2. So that's actually right on board with Zaid as he is trying to set the fastest lap. Andreasen, I believe he's done for the day. He's going to call it qualifying run unless you're going to try to do one more run. There you see all the drivers on the Super Softs as Zaid begins. Actually runs a 129.223 and looks like he's going to be getting another lap as he goes second gear around the first corner all the way up to 4th, 5th, and 6th, all the way up to 7th. Sway setting a fast time of a 129.100. See if Zay can improve his time. And Tadpole's moving up. He's the second driver to go into the 128 area, so it's going to be a tight battle between Extrema and Tadpoles as Tadpoles retires. Calls it a night. Now let's focus on Zaid as he goes through the uphill S's. It's the part that really catches your rear tires as far as tire wear goes. Accelerate too much and you actually lose the back end of it. Also with this patch, medium traction control is actually slower than the previous patch. So drivers are going to have to manipulate that as Zaid comes across the finish line. He's going to get a 128.738. He's going to set the fastest time of qualifying as he just finishes. And he is going to be on provisional pole. But let's see if Extrema can answer the challenge. As we have cautions in sectors 1 and 2. Now just in 1 as drivers retire. And there's Punchline as he retires. So focus on Extrema as he goes up the uphill S's. Let's see if he can capture that pole position and take it away from Zaid. There he is. He's on that long straightaway. On the front straightaway, excuse me, he caught me off guard, and he's going to go across, and he's going to get a 128.439 as he snipes the pole away from Zaid, and he's going to be your pole sitter. And there is your official starting order. Eller and Sojborg did not set a time for qualifying. They'll be starting in the back. A little bit of strategy planning, I'm sure. But there you go. 5 drivers, all within the 129 mark. We are about ready to go. Green flag racing here at Bahrain. So absolutely amazing that within the top 7, less than a second separates, but the top 5, about a little bit over half a second separates the first 5 drivers. Zaid almost has his first career pole, or his first season pole, I should say. And I'm sure he's going to build off that once we get going. There's going to be a tough first corner, so let's see how the drivers manipulate around the chaos, if there is any. As the drivers, they set up their race strategies, talking to their engineers, 1 stop or 2 stop. What's the fuel load going to be like? We're about to see very shortly. All right, here we go. 5 red lights. And away we go. 16 drivers start off blazing into the Bahrainian desert as the cars go down. We have 2 cars already in the wall. That's a Toro Rosso and a Renault as they collide, as we see cars all the way in the back. Looks like majority of them get away clean, but there is the McLaren of Mike as he spins around, coming around in corner number 1 as McSpymore getting passed on the outside. Can he hold on? But let's jump up to... Oh, we have cars going on in the back. And there's a Renault. There is the Ferrari of AOR Leclerc as he goes around. And Tadpoles as well. Doesn't look like they have any damage. Anderson has retired from the race. And there he lays, tire off, and he's out with no safety cars. It's going to be an uphill battle for both Leclerc and Tadpoles. And Extrema setting off into the sunset. He's got a 1.5 second lead, but let's actually go up to Zaid and Sway. As Extrema sitting the fast lap. And there's Race's punchline. So the car's zooming past the camera that's laid on the ground as we have two cars. That's Timbo and McSpymore. Timbo going wide. He's going to lose that position, but he's going to be coming right back as we go on board. Trying to get into the draft. It's on the inside, and he's going to make the move. He's going to hold on to it. And there's Eller. He's all the way up in 7th. Started in last with his teammate, but he's moved up quite a bit as we see Waddles and AOR trading places as Ismolny, Portuguese, and Leclerc. They are all in the pits getting some damage done, and very insane, very crazy first lap, but we still have 28 more as there's Punchline try to run down Sway in the McLaren. I'm sure Tadpoles is absolutely gutted, but he's back up in 9th. He is within points, and he does have the pace to catch up easily. There you see the intervals between drivers. Extrema continues in the fast lap. That's a 1:32.799. And DRS is activated this time around. Andreasen, beautiful start. Couldn't get it done. He had a great qualifying run, but just couldn't stick it, unfortunately. Some fans not happy about that for Andreasen. So let's take a look down the field. And there's McSpymore and Timbo. They're battling out, but we have a couple cars creeping back there. And that is actually, looks like Tadpoles, he caught up quick. There he is as they go up the uphill S's. Let's see if he can make the pass. Remember, DRS is active this time around. There's McSpymore. We're going to try to see if we can get him, but here comes Hungry Tadpoles. He's on the inside, getting the draft in a solid yellow helmet. He's actually going to push Joninzi off the track, and he's going to get the DRS if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he does, but so does Joninzi. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch as they're going to try to catch up to the Sauber of Eller Nojet. And they caught up big time. Joninzi and Tadpoles, they may actually try to work together and pass the cars, but let's actually go up to McSpymore and Timbo as they're battling for P5 as the front four have actually kind of gotten away from the rest of the field. You see the cars, there is Tadpoles, and McSpymore loses the back, and Timbo's going to try to race off there. Looks like he may be able to, but here comes Hungry Tadpoles. It's right on board with him as he finishes the left-hander. He's going to get the better exit, and it looks like about the same, but he is in DRS. So on board with him. He's got two cars in front of him. Let's see if he can make it happen. Like I said, he has the pace. There's Joninzi in the back. Gotta be careful. Oh, yep, touches there, and part of his front wing is off. And that may be a bit of a problem. So let's see what he does. Does he go into the pits? Or is it just enough damage where he can continue going? It looks like that's going to be the case. He is in DRS. He's going to be in the draft. He's going to go on the inside of Eller. They bumped wheels just for a little bit, but he's going to get the pass on the inside. And he's going to move up to P7. And now he has his eyes fixated on Mick Spymore. But with just a little bit of wing off, there you see him in his left front wing. That may actually hinder his performance, especially going around those long, fast S's going uphill. So traction and cornering will definitely be an issue. Take a look at Joe Ninzi and Eller. Eller just half second behind, but Joe Ninzi about a second behind him. Let's see how bad this impacts. Looks like Tadpoles pulls a little bit away from Eller. So that really helps him out there. The intervals to the leaders. Zaid 2 seconds behind, and then Sway and Punchline about 6 seconds from first to fourth. Zaid wants fast lap. Currently Sway with the race fastest with a 1:32.550. Go back to the intervals. And take a look at the position change. Who moves up the most? And so far it's Eller, who we're focused on. Sojborg second. And there's Leclerc dropping 10 positions, starting in fourth, now down to 14th. But Punchline and McSpymore definitely gaining from the chaos that was of lap 1. As Sojborg is trying to catch up to Janenzi, let's ride on board with him. See if he can get it in this DRS zone. Sojborg getting the better traction around. Jonenzi goes wide, going off the rumble strips there. Very crisp with his shifting. He's in the draft. He does have DRS. I believe Jonenzi does not. See him playing with his fuel mixtures there. See Eller kind of losing a little bit there. That causes Jonenzi to catch up just a bit. And there's Tadpoles actually. And he's right on the gearbox of McSpymore. So he's battling hard. Mentally pushes McSpymore off, and he's going to get the position. And Tadpoles is on a tear, spinning out, going down to I believe as low as 11th. Now he has made ground big time. Now he's like a 3 seconds behind Timbo, so let's see if he can catch up to him. Remember, he does have a little bit of a damaged front wing. It looks like he's nursing it pretty well, doesn't look too bad. and dive into the pits, and what on earth was that? McSpymore almost crashing his car. So we have 3 cars to the pits, McSpymore, Tadpoles, and Joe Ninzi. Luckily the car's ghosted, or else that would have been really bad. There you see the front wing getting changed on the Renault of Hungry Tadpoles as he drops and he goes as McSpymore getting the pass on pit road due to the nose cone change. But he's on the softs and he's going to take off. Let's take a look at second place. In the number 10 Scuderia Ferrari, 1.8 seconds behind Extrema, but he is keeping pace with them. Expect the leaders to pit in very soon. There's Sway in P3. There you see, and Timbo going into the pits. Positions 9 through 14 have all made a stop. And there you see the tire allocation that everyone is on. You see Leclerc and his Molly having to go on the mediums due to the first lap crash. So they're going to try to make up for it. Pretty even, as it looks like Extrema and Zayd, they kind of settled into their own little rhythm. You see the top 4 all within about 5 seconds of each other. Zayd gained a couple of tenths through that little section, but he's going to lose control of his car. Can he hold on to it? Doesn't lose any tires, but he does spin out and he does wear down his tire wear for sure. And he's going to have to go into pit probably this lap or the next. As Sway and Punchline, as they casually stroll up onto the podium. And I'm sure Zayd is absolutely killing himself right now. Really wish that he could have just been easier on the throttle, and he's going to go for another lap as both Extrema and Sway are in the pits. As Punchline assumes the lead, I'm sure Zayd and Punchline, they'll be going into the pits together as McSpymore and Hungry Tadpoles, they are trading places. So let's go view them. Jump over to them. There you see Hungry trying to go on the inside. Shows him his nose. And he's right on the rear, and as soon as DRS hits, he goes onto the inside, preventing from the defensive line to be taken by McSpymore. And he's actually going to pass the Sauber out of the pits. Can the Sauber get in the midst? Doesn't look like it, as Eller actually may take it, but does not look like it. So it looks like that Eller's going to be going on the 2-stop, while Hungry and McSpymore, they may be going on the 1-stop. We'll see. Tries to go on the inside, doesn't make it work, hits the rumble strips, bounces his car up a bit. That's going to give Tadpoles the advantage to boost off. As we just have 20 laps to go here on the race tonight. This has been the battle all night. The story of Tadpoles trying to overcome his unfortunate start and trying to make his way up as Punchline going into the pits. Will Zayd follow? Yes, he will. Sojborg is yet to pit. Will he go in as well? He's now 11 seconds behind Zayd, though. Sojborg is going to be your leader for the time being. Here comes Sway and Extrema. Sway passes Zaid. Passes Punchline. And here comes Extrema. Actually, Sway beating Extrema out of the pits. So let's actually go up to them. It looks like these cars, they kind of joined pretty close together. Let's take a look at what tires they're on. So very different strategies going on. Sway and Punchline both on the mediums, Extrema on the softs, Zaid on the mediums. So Extrema may try to go for a 2-stop, or he may try to push those out for a 1-stop. Excuse that, I had to adjust the headset for just a moment. Let's go up to Race's Punchline. Let's see if he can catch up to Sway within the 1 second. Looks like he does in the number 83. He's about ready to hit the home straightaway. Let's see if he can keep it before he enters the DRS zone, which is that white line that they just passed. So he is within the second. And let's see if he can get it. And Sojborg on those super softs as he dives into the pits, and that's going to give the lead back. Actually, this is going to give the lead to Sway as Extrema setting a fast time of 1:32.140. He's probably maybe playing with full rich there. As Extrema started on the pole, but he's now down to P3. Probably didn't get the pit that he wanted, the pit stop that he wanted, excuse me. Or Sway and Punchline just had just the better outlap. There's the Tap Wolves. He's now up to P6 after the Saubers have pitted. It's not going to be a DRS range. In fact, just a little bit out of it, but he does catch up to him just a bit. There's Extrema trying to close in as well. So Zaid actually does have a chance of finishing on the podium, depending on Extrema's pit strategy and see if it works out for him. Seen a couple cars in previous leagues and previous races to make the 1-stop work on from super softs to soft. So let's see how it works. There's Punchline. Lost a couple tenths there. And Extrema catching up as well on the softer compound tires. Extrema now about 6 tenths behind second place. And Zaid actually caught up by about 2 seconds. And that's going to be his goal, is trying to catch up as these 3 cars are battling for the race lead. There you go. First, second, and third all within about a second and a half, maybe 1.6 seconds. Just getting close. But Extrema putting the pressure on Punchline, which is going to cause Sway to race off into the sunset. In the DRS, let's see if Extrema can get the pass on the inside. Ooh, he's going to dive up in there. Do they touch? Ooh, it's hard to see from that angle, but it doesn't look like that they didn't, or if so, it's a little love tap. No damage done, but Extrema right there as they go flying past the camera. Extrema getting the inside line. Punchline trying to go slow and fast out, but it doesn't work around that corner. As they go down the S's, as Extrema takes over second place. Now he has his eyes set on Sway. Can Extrema make it 2 in a row here today? Terra Force India doing extremely well today. They're running 2nd and 5th respectively after all the stops have been made. Both Terra Forces on the softs do have 5 cars that are on the mediums. 5 cars going to try to do the one-stop strategy. It's all about nursing your tires. Can't push too hard, or else towards the end you could very much risk a puncture. Excuse me. Risk a puncture. On board with Extrema, looking back, and there's Punchline in the Mercedes. Still within the second, still within the DRS range. Extrema has made up significant ground on Sway there. Now within the second, just at the beginning of the lap, I believe he was about a second and a half down. So he has definitely made some ground in Punchline 2. So now the podium is within 2 seconds of each other. And Zaid's still trying to catch up. It looks like he's lost some time now that Extrema has gotten around Punchline. And Punchline is no longer defending. Looks like everyone's about good on fuel. For the time being, trying to have some left over in the reserves before the final push. So we have 14 laps to go. There's the Extrema getting very close. Punchline has dropped off just a bit. And here we go. They're going to challenge for the lead. Here comes Extrema. He's going to go on the inside. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does with the help of DRS, and he's going to jump back into the lead. He's going to take over first position, and he's going to try to race off into the sunset yet again. But now Punchline and Sway, they now have a new target. It's always been Extrema, but now they want it even more. And there's Zaid. Now 2.8 seconds, was able to catch up just a bit, but he's got to work even harder if he wants to get back on to the podium. He came shy at Australia. Didn't finish that well last week, finishing 12th. I'm sure he's going to want this podium early on in the season to get his hopes up, to get his confidence back up. Let's see how it works. Once again, thank you for joining me. I'm the Zebra 94. This is round 3 of 20 AOR Assist Division on the PS4. We are at Bahrain. 17 laps down, 29 laps to go. Quick recap. We had AOR, Leclerc, Mike, Tadpoles, Joninzi, I even believe, no, probably not, and a couple other more, Andreasen, Lamero. They all got into multiple collisions. Hungry Tadpoles, I believe, started second, if I'm not mistaken, second or third. Started third, and just some bad things have happened, but Tadpole's been climbing up the ladder. He's now in P6 after getting spun out. Started only back in 11th, but he's made his way up. AOR Leclerc starting 4th, but now down to 11th. He's been battling adversity as well. Not going as great as Tadpoles though, as Eller getting passed by 2 of Joninzi and Sojborg. And actually he's going into the pits. He's on the super softs. He's probably going to fit on the softs and finish it that way. And then Mike getting spun out early as well. But right now, the main story is these 4. Force India, McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari. All within 5 seconds of each other. We saw plenty of racing to go. We have 12 laps to go. And Sway now within 1 second. Remember, Extrema on the softs. He may actually have to pit soon. Maybe go on the super softs unless he can nurse those tires to the end with 11 laps to go. And we have a caution in Sector 2. Let's race back there and see what's going on. And looks like AOR Leclerc spun out, causing the local yellow. So he drops back down to 11th. Unfortunate there. Let's jump back up to the action up in the front. Actually, the cars behind them, they're all in the mediums, so they might actually just be biding their time and wait for Extrema to drop off in times and then pounce on them. Like a cheetah pouncing on its prey. On board with Sway. He is the current leader with 33 points. Right behind him is Extrema with 29 points. So all battling for supremacy within the drivers' rankings early. 10 laps to go. It looks like Zayd is actually caught up to Punchline now. And Tadpoles is caught up to Timbo. Tadpoles is very close. He's been pushing hard. He's on the softs. We have to stop for another pit stop. We'll see. But he is there. Let's jump back up to Zayd. Very close, but let's jump back down to Tadpoles. I think Zayd will get the pass. Not yet, but Tadpoles might pushing Timbo. Unbelievable driving from Tadpoles. He's in the DRS. Or maybe he's not sure, but he's right on the gearbox. They touch or they're lagging. That might actually be lag from my part. Whoa! They're bumping. They're drifting. I'm sure that's just lag from my part. And Tadpole's getting the pass. Let's jump back up to Zayd as he goes on the inside of Punchline. Can he get his podium position? Yes, he can. I thought Zayd was on the mediums. What in the world? Yep, tire glitch. Showing Zayd on the mediums, but he's on the softs. I'm not sure what you want me to call there. Might be on the mediums. Interesting. Well, nonetheless, Zayd gets around Punchline, and he's back on the bottom step on the podium, but on the podium nonetheless. And Tadpoles is back up to 5th place. And so far, he has my vote for driver of the day if he can keep it, as Leclerc setting the fast lap. Outside of the points, but he can at least set a fast lap. Why not? And Extrema into the pits. He may have called the wrong strategy. We'll see. Now Zayd and Punchline, they're up. Throwing on the super softs. Can Tadpoles actually catch up? See where Tadpoles is at. Tadpoles going into the pits as well, throwing on the super softs. Extrema going out. We have 8 laps to go. Extrema has to make up some serious ground. Currently 17 seconds behind P3 of Punchline. Again, I'm not sure if Zayd is on a 2-stop or a 1-stop strategy. I'm not sure if he's on the mediums or the softs. The chart's telling me mediums, but this car's telling me softs. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. There's Extrema. You see him catching up big time. As Tadpoles goes down back to P7. Timbo on the soft, so he may actually have to pit soon as well. And Tadpole's going to make easy work of Sojborg, it looks like. Let's jump down to see Joninzi and Eller battling it out for the bottom step of points supremacy. Not really. Just the battle of the points. In the DRS, can he make the move for P9? It's been a tough race for Haas with one of the drivers retiring early. Tadpole's getting the pass on Sojborg. Like I said, easy work. What about easy work of the counterpart of Sojborg? So he's holding off his position. Already Extrema made up 2 seconds. It's only been a lap. He's going to go on the inside. He's going to give Eller a little spin around. And Joninzi actually slows down. Doing sportsmanship like, felt bad, slowed down, waited for him to catch up to speed, and continued going. Those people would just drive off, no problem. But Joninzi, He wants to pass him the correct way, which is the clean way. Watching this battle now, Extrema up by 3 seconds. Now 13 seconds and counting down. It's going to be a dash to the finish. Extrema with a 1:31.312, beating Leclerc's fast time. As we're following this battle between P9 and P10. Tadpoles with a 1:30.656, blazing, currently about little less than 2.5 seconds behind Timbo. I'm sure he's trying to get to at least finish P5, which I'm sure he'll be happy with. But can Jonenzi get the pass? He's going to go on the inside for the attack. There he is, side by side, Haas and Sauber. Jonenzi's going to make the pass, going around corner number 1, and can he make it stick? Yes, he can, not a problem, on the super softs. And that's going to be P9 for Jonenzi. Way to go to the Haas driver. And we have a caution in Sector 2. Not seeing anyone in Sector 2. There's Sway going around a lap car of Ismolny. And here comes Race's punchline within a second, but on a non-DRS straight. Five laps to go. Extrema now 11 seconds behind punchline. Can he make it? Zaid currently on P2. Can he hold on to it? It's been tight racing. Tadpoles now on the attack of Timbo. Let's move up to them. And again, the lag strikes between these two. I think Tadpoles is winning. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I gotta love this lag. That was weird. But Tadpoles gets the pass around Timbo. That's going to put him up into P5. And Extrema still trucking along. He's got 4 laps to make up 9, almost 10 seconds. Don't think it's going to happen though. He came out he didn't come out in the position that he wanted, which definitely hindered his position. Probably regretting the strategy. But punchline still on Zaid. Extrema now within 9 seconds. Updias is yet again on board with punchline within a second. But can he hold on to it so he can go into DRS? Let's actually take a look at some telemetry for you. How much fuel does he have? He has about a little over half a lap of fuel over. And he's currently running on Rich, trying to catch up to Zay. Definitely within the second mark now. There he is in the DRS zone. 3 laps to go. Can he make it stick? He's got some lap traffic up ahead. That's the Williams of his Molney. Looks like Zayd getting the better exit off the first 2 corners. So let's actually take a look at any penalties occurring. Oh, hold on. Let's go back real quick. And Zayd running way wide. Saw that just out of the corner of my eye as we're about ready to take a look at. See if anyone has any penalties. That's going to open the door for Punchline to gain some traction and some potentially even track position. With just 3 laps to go, Extrema now close to being under 7 seconds. But it might be too little too late. Punchline looks like he got the better exit off that corner. In the draft, can he catch up to him? Punchline gets the better exit around corner 1 than Zayd does. Then we're definitely going to have a battle for second place with the DRS. Looks like Zayd got the better exit off the last corner. How will Punchline fare? Ooh, Punchline just getting a tad bit better exit. Actually, he does get a better exit off corners 2 and 3, going around turn 4, still with an 8/10. Let's take a look real quick at any penalties. Extrema has a 3-second penalty. Ismolny has a 3-second penalty. So 3 people with 3-second penalties. Extrema is going to be one of them. So he is 5 seconds, but technically he's 8 seconds behind. And I don't think that's going to be it. However, depends on how many warnings that these 2 drivers have, how much Sway has. Here we go, last lap. White flag is in the air for round 3 of the Bahrainian Grand Prix. Sway leading by 2.8 seconds, followed by Zayd and Punchline. And Leclerc has retired. We do have a caution in the first sector. Fortunate for him. With Punchline exactly 1 second behind, now within a second. It's going to be a battle between these 2 down to the wire. Who's going to get it? And Eller has left the session. That's going to open the door for Portuguese to score some points. Now it's time to take a look at the telemetry for each driver. Let's take a look at Sway. He does have 2/10. He's on full rich. Is Molney right behind him as he comes around the last corner. Can he hold on to it? Looks like he can. It's going to be Sway getting the finish, followed by Zayd and Punchline. That's going to be your podium. Congratulations. Oh, Zayd actually getting the win. Did Sway get a penalty at the last second? Maybe. We're going to have to take a look. But, oh my. Zaid may have gotten the win off of technicalities. Let's take a look real quick. Yes, he gets a penalty at the second to last lap. And that's going to give the victory to Zaid. Wow. Unbelievable. Congratulations to the Ferrari driver. Unbelievable. I'm sure he is celebrating as hard as he can be. Got his first win. Raced hard all the way through. Sway getting second place. And then Punchline in third place. As we ride around with them. Hard fought race for him. So an unbelievable victory as the drivers are going to come out to the podium and they're going to be celebrating. And there he is. There's Zaid celebrating on the top step. The Sway in P2 followed by Punchline in third position. Wow. And there's the drivers celebrating, bumping the champagne bottles. What a race from all the drivers. And there you have it. The 3-second penalty. And if actually Punchline was just a 100th of a second faster, or 200th of a second faster, would have been able to beat Sway for P2, but that is not the case. What an unbelievable drive from all these drivers. So there's your top 3. Let's go over the top 10. Zaid, Sway, Punchline, Extreme with Tadpoles, who was my personal driver of the day. Timbo, Sojborg, McSpymore, Jonenzi, and Portuguese. And that is it. I'm the Zebra94. Thank you for watching. Next week, I may or may not be here. We will see. I'm going to try to get my schedule moved around just a bit or pushed back so I can call next week's race. Nonetheless, I will see you soon, hopefully for Russia. But if not, I will definitely see you guys for the Spanish Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. Take care and good night.